If there's one thing holding you back from becoming the most productive person you can be, it's procrastination. Procrastination is this feeling of not wanting to do something you know you have to do. It's that feeling of sitting on the couch, watching educational YouTube videos, coping, telling yourself that you're productive, even though you know that there's that one task that you should be doing. There's that one task that you know you have to get done. And this video right here is me overcoming procrastination, because before recording these videos, I was on my couch and I was on my computer working on some unimportant stuff, and I was procrastinating for making these videos. But guess what I did? I got up, I went into my room, I brought out my tripod, I brought out my mic, I put on my camera, and I recorded these videos. I overcame procrastination, and today I'm going to teach you how it is that you can overcome this too. So let's get into it. So if you don't know me, my name is Sasha, and I help young men improve their lives by teaching them self-improvement related stuff. So step 1 in overcoming procrastination is realizing why you procrastinate. And the single biggest reason you procrastinate is something that I'm going to try to explain, but that I probably will not be able to explain. So I'm going to highly recommend that you watch this video. I'll put the link in the description, and that video will change your life. But basically, you procrastinate because you have trauma, and there's this part of you inside of you that you've buried deep down, and that's the part of you that creates resistance. It's the part of you that you've neglected for a long time, the part of you that's been traumatized, the part of you that's been hurt, the part of you that's been neglected, that's holding you back. Because imagine if you got bullied as a kid and you now procrastinate all the time, you now do bad habits all the time, and you wonder why. It's because you never acknowledged the existence of the fact that you never dealt with your trauma. It's because you never came to that 12-year-old kid and said, hey, I know you've been bullied, but you're no longer being bullied, right? I've become stronger. I've become more capable. We are going to make it out together. And basically, it's by doing shadow work. It's by doing self-reflection and by healing your trauma that you beat procrastination, which is something that Charlie Morgan explains in his video. So this was a quick rundown, probably not a very good explanation, but yeah, now we move on to the things that I can actually better explain to you, because I haven't done much of that shadow work, trauma healing stuff. So you know what, I'll do some after this video. So the second step to beating procrastination, which is not at all something trauma related and psychologically super demanding of me to explain, is creating a routine. Creating a routine is honestly the simplest thing and the most effective thing you can do to beat procrastination, and it's something you can do every single day that guarantees you at least 50% of your day is productive. And when I mean create a routine, I just mean grab a journal, and before you're about to go to bed, list out 6 a.m. through 10 p.m. or whatever time you want to wake up and go to bed at, and then every hour of the day you list out what you're going to do. Now if you have school, you might a big chunk of that might be blocked out, but for example, mine goes like this. I wake up at 7 a.m. I work for 1 hour and 15 minutes, then I go to work until 12:30 a.m. I'm working at a soccer summer camp, and then I come back, do some deep work for basically until I can't work anymore, until my brain doesn't allow me to work anymore, because I'm working on a project which will come out soon, so stay tuned. And then I hit a workout, do 20 minutes of meditation, 20 minutes of reading, and then do cardio, come back, shower, and then pretty much just read and do whatever until we have to eat, and then I go to bed. And that's my routine. And that routine, just creating a routine and then sticking to it to the best of your abilities, is super duper effective at keeping you productive, because it's better to follow 50% of a really, really good day than 100% of a really, really bad one. I genuinely cannot remember a day where I didn't have a routine. I cannot imagine waking up and not knowing what I'm gonna do. Now maybe that's a bad thing, right? Maybe that's just me. I've always had my entire day, even if it wasn't on paper, planned out in my head, and if I knew in advance that, I don't know, we were gonna go to a friend's house with my family, then I would plan my day around that, right? And I've always had that, and that's something that I didn't really know was helping me be productive and beat procrastination, but it's super effective. If you know what you're gonna do, when you're gonna do it, how you're gonna do it, you have much less friction. You have much less friction to actually get that thing done. So create like the best routine you can possibly think of, even if it seems like there's a lot of stuff, and stick with that routine to the best of your abilities. By the way, bro, I have a website below with like a newsletter and a bunch of self-improvement resources with like equipment and books. So I'm sure you'll love that. Link below. Step 3 is to do a dopamine detox. And you definitely heard of a dopamine detox before. It's when you cut out dopamine. Easy, right? But why is it that a dopamine detox helps you beat procrastination? Well, it's because one of the greatest reasons you procrastinate is because your work or whatever you're avoiding isn't as fun as the things you could replace your work with. Does that make sense? Like, instead of working, you could be playing video games. Instead of working, you could be scrolling on your phone. All of those things seem more fun. So what we want to do is get you to the point where the thing you don't want to do becomes more fun than the thing you're currently replacing the task you're avoiding with. Does that make sense? So like, we want, for example, I make recording my YouTube videos more fun than playing video games, right? Or at least that's how I would like think about it if I were you. So a dopamine detox helps you with this, because when you cut out cheap dopamine, when you cut out scrolling in video games, your brain no longer produces like insane amounts of dopamine, and when you're constantly bathing in like overstimulation, your brain just gets fried and you no longer want to do the things that you have to do. You want to procrastinate, right? Because you're just drained out all of dopamine, and dopamine is the key molecule. It's the molecule that controls motivation and action. So if you don't have a lot of dopamine, if your dopamine baseline isn't high, of course you're going to want to procrastinate. Of course you're not going to want to be productive. And so by doing a dopamine detox, by cutting out all the bad habits, ultra high stimulating dopaminergic habits, well, you slowly but surely reset your dopamine baseline, right? Your dopamine just slowly goes up and up and up and up and up until you just live with a bunch of dopamine. And so you're super motivated, you're super driven all the time, and you don't want to do bad habits, and you don't want to procrastinate. So try dopamine detox. I think I have a video detailing it somewhere. Somehow. Maybe this video. And step 4 is to watch a video called How to Conquer Your Mind. It's my video. This video, I don't know, maybe I changed the title, but go watch that video, because it's about how to get your mind on your side. And if you get your mind on your side, if you build a strong mindset, then you won't want to procrastinate. So, like I said, website below with like newsletter and self-improvement stuff. I'm sure you'll love it all. I hope this helped you, and I cannot wait to see the progress that you make. Love you, bro.